When we double click our sample 3D model PDF file, this is the screen that will open up in Adobe. The first thing we need to do is activate our main menu bar. To activate our main menu bar, we left click anywhere that's not on a part, and that will open our 3D main menu bar. You'll notice that our main menu bar has many different buttons on it. Hovering over any of these buttons will tell us exactly what the button does. First, we're going to select our Toggle Model Tree button to activate our model tree on the left. You'll notice two things stand out immediately on the model tree. First, we have a minus and plus sign, and second, we have blue check marks. The plus and minus sign are called nodes. To open a node, we click the plus sign, and it opens the information below it. To close the node, we click the minus sign, and it closes the information below it. We're going to go ahead and select the node for the PDF 3D scene and open that up. Next, we'll talk about the check marks. To hide information, I remove a check mark, and to see information, I add a check mark. You'll notice that there's a lot of information on this screen. This is called Product Manufacturing Information, or PMI. You'll notice in our model tree we have a 3D PMI option. If we remove the check mark from the 3D PMI, you'll notice that all the information is gone. When we add it back in, you'll notice the information comes back. We're going to go ahead and remove that check mark for now. Next, we'll talk about mouse manipulation and part manipulation. To rotate our part, we're going to left click and hold our mouse, and we're going to rotate our part to the right. You'll notice that the part spins. To zoom into a part, we right click and hold our mouse button, and we move our part up and our mouse up and down. To pan our part, we hold both buttons down at the same time, and we can move our part to where we need to. As I said earlier, these first four buttons are all for mouse manipulation. We have spin, we have pan, and we have zoom. These disable the multi-button function and allow us to use the left button for our mouse. For example, if I want to zoom, I click the zoom option. Notice when I hover over the part, a magnifying glass shows up. I press and hold the left button now, and I can zoom in and out. If I want to activate the multi-button uses, I'm going to select the rotate button. To select a part, or to find out what a part is, all I need to do is click on the part. Notice when I click on the part on the right side of the screen, it turns a little bit red. I get a bounding box, and on the left side in our model tree, our node for Mesh 0 has opened, and Mesh 0 resource has become bold and has a light gray box around it. This identifies this part as the Mesh 0 resource. If I left click anywhere on my screen that's not over the part, you'll notice that my part becomes deselected. This works in reverse as well. If I know what my part name is, but I don't know where it's at in the model on the right, all I do is left click on it. Notice that the part name has become bold and gray, and on the right side my part has become the red color again, and it has the bounding box around it. This works for all pieces of Adobe. If I open up the plus sign or the node for line set 0, you'll notice that I have line set 0 resource. If I want to find this, I left click on it, and you'll notice that all of my lines have become red. If I go back to my Mesh 0 resource, you'll see that my part alone has become red. I can also pin a part to the center of my screen so I can find it if I have multiple parts. To do this, I left click on my part, then I right click on my part, and I select zoom to part. This will pin the part to the center of my screen. Finally, to end this lesson, we're going to talk about restoring our default view. To restore our default view, we hover over the default view button, which looks like a little house. We click it, and it restores our default view. What happens when we restore our default view? The program will add any check marks back in that I've removed. Notice the 3D PMI has been added back in. And it will remove any check marks that I have added.